on this hand, okay, or the over-the-top hand. If I make the C-clamp on the top, I want this to be strong. Then I can get to here. Pull it up, and I rotate into the Kimura Lock position. All right, now, the way he is, he's not going to tap. I'm not in a tapping position. I'm setting everything up. I'm working on my technique. So he goes to grab, and I just move. I grab it here. I'm just working on hand-eye coordination and dexterity. He puts his hands up. Good. I'll take that hand. Right? And we'll move to the next one. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So this is just setting you up, kind of getting ready. This is doing most of the work. Armpit. Tie it up. Lock it. Pull it. And then this hand's going to move. This hand's doing a controlling function. This is the strong hand. The top hand, the over-the-top hand, is doing the most of the work, okay?
Sir.
Question right in. When I set this thing up, he makes a grip on me, however he makes his grip, right? In self-defense, I can just put my thumb here or on top, and I hit him one time, for example. Bop, right? That should loosen him up. This hand doesn't have to break free. I tie up here, and now I can lock. He's still not going to tap. I don't have it. My right foot's going to go around his body. I'm on this side of his body. The other side is the one I'm doing. Then I'm going to sit. His face is going to go right into the mat. I pull him, and then I get this position. This is what's holding him. I pull tight. I crank up. And that is your Kimura Lock. What if I don't put this leg here? What will he do? He's going to roll. Or he's going to hop. Hopping is also fine. But he's going to roll over. He's going to get out. He's going to escape. By the way, innovate. Super. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Coach me. He grabs. What do I do?
C grip. C grip and punch.
Maybe punch if I'm in self-defense. Now what?
Over the shoulder.
Over the shoulder. Now what?
Grab your wrist.
Grab my wrist. I'm in good position, but I am not going to lock anything here. What should I do? My leg is going to immobilize. Here. That keeps him from moving. I'm going to sit and pull him into my guard. Head goes to the mat. This is the foot I started with. This is the one now holding him. Now what? Okay, I can pump water. How do I make it work?
Turn your body this way.
Pull it up.
Pull and turn my body.
Yeah.
I like that. See how his shoulder is now in line? Shoulder down here, pumping water. Shoulders all the way in line. Now watch.
Right.
That works. Does that make sense? Can we do it? All right, this is a dropping Kimura Lock. Drops that makes this thing work. All right, Alex goes ahead and makes a C-clamp, breaks the grip, reaches over the top. Now, at this point, everybody get as close as you can so you can see this piece. If the arm can lift this way, space equals escape, he can do stuff. He can hold out. So what he wants to do is he wants to pin this to his chest. This arm is pinning that arm to his chest. Alex's arm is pinning Joel Fountain's arm to his chest so that the arm doesn't lift up. Now, all he does at this point, this is holding, is he lifts this elbow and shoves that wrist directly that direction. Does that make sense? So the arm rotates to a certain point and then it doesn't go any further. But if it's down here, it can go much higher. So if that shoulder can move, it's a harder technique to get. So he pins, he immobilizes. He shoots his hand straight towards the ceiling that way. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any questions? This foot is immobilizing. This arm is immobilizing. This one's doing the work. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Questions?
Yes, sir.
All right. Reset. The objective of this class is to get used to the Kimura Lock. Okay? So, I get in this position and I clear this hand. I get thumb on the top, right? And then I start working this hand up. Now, let's say that he grabs. All right? I'm going to grab my wrist here, and I'm going to use my elbow, and I'm going to use my elbow, and I'm going to start pushing. See how I've now changed the technique slightly? If he let go, and I had this, I would do regular Kimura Lock. But now, because he's grabbing, I'm going to put my hand kind of up here, and my elbow is going to do that work. Now watch, I'm going to grind his hand away from his clothing and move in. Okay? Typically what happens, he grabs super hard and I can't break his grip. I get here and I'm lifting all day and I'm not doing a whole lock. Does that make sense? Of course, it might be hard for him to breathe because I'm collapsing his diaphragm a little bit. But I move up, grab my own wrist. I was like this, right hand on that wrist. Now I'm a little bit higher. My elbow is on his hand. I start pushing that arm out. See how he's broken his grip?
Yes, sir.
I can shift down a little bit. Now I've got good Kimura Lock. Questions?
No, sir.
All right. This will be new from side. North and south is fine. Maybe it's from neon, right? And then you look at this hand and you try to find a way to get down on it, right? I lay. Head and elbow, that's a reference point. Pin this down. Use your head if you have to. With this hand underneath, you're like, I can't reach. Who's had this problem?
Me.
Watch. Now I can reach. You can't make this arm longer, so you got to bring this hand to it. Does that make sense? If you make this hand longer, I want to see it. That's pretty cool. All right, but he's going to hold on. So again, I'm like, I can't really reach. Now I can reach. So I move my hand up. All right, now I'm going to push down on his hand, and I'm going to crank this thing one quick time. Now, I've got my position. I'm going to put my knee over his head so he can't come all the way up. It makes it hurt better.
Yes.
It's mo better. Now watch his head without the leg. See how his head comes up? Now. Yeah. All right?
There's verbal taps. If you partner with I verbally.
If you hear somebody go, ah!
Yeah.
Or, where's Emma? Emma goes, eek. It's like a bird chirping. It's a little squeak, but it counts. If you are cranking them and they make a or a something, okay, you got them. You don't have to make it. Who needs to see it one more time? All right. I can't reach my hand. So I move my hand up the arm, elbow on his hand. I'm gonna push to get that broken away. Now, I'm pretty much got him. I feel comfortable. Get this over his body. His head won't come up. Was that a verbal tap?
Yes.
It was like, ugh. All right, are you feeling it in the shoulder?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you're feeling it anywhere other than the shoulder and you're tapping, tell them where you feel it. Maybe you're crushing their ribs or their abs in a way that they can't breathe. It's, you know, crushing the diaphragm means you can't breathe well. That's also a reasonable tap, okay? And got him lifted onto his side. So let's kind of go slow. Step number one, he controls the arm. Step number two, he starts snaking that hand. He's got to unlock, right? He pushes the elbow down, cranks it away, makes a better grip. Now, he goes to get that foot over the head and he pulls him up. Now watch. You better see how he's now controlling the body. Now, remember that 9 times out of 10 when we're on the bottom, we want a bridge. If you're on your side, there's no bridge. You can't sideways bridge, it's a back bridge. He starts to crank, lift, turn, and that is pretty stinking great.
So that would like just break somebody's whole stuff.
It would tear the rotator cuff completely, right? All of that that's tying the shoulder in would be destroyed, okay? You would need shoulder surgery afterwards. That arm would not work, okay? If you continue to pull past where the tendons